Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Let's take a look at the winners and the losers in the latest bipartisan infrastructure bill. Welcome to our channel, everyone. My name is Dr. Chhoda. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Here's a headline of an article on your screen from Bloomberg: the winners and the losers in the bipartisan infrastructure bill. So, folks, as you know by now, the bipartisan infrastructure bill is a done deal. This is a bill that is more than 2,000 pages long. And here's the bottom line: Amazon and airlines would benefit from the transportation investment, and cryptocurrency exchanges and polluters could face significantly more regulation. So what's going on? This Senate plan to spend $550 billion in infrastructure stands to actually benefit industries that are heavily dependent on transportation, with companies like Amazon.com, FedEx, and Comcast being amongst the biggest winners. Now, freight haulers, airlines, and internet suppliers will be among those getting a boost. On the other hand, the cryptocurrency industry, drug makers and owners, and manufacturers of electric vehicles got the short end of the stick in this bill, which is 2,702 pages long. This legislation represents the federal government's biggest public works spending spree in decades and is a major milestone for President Biden. Keep in mind that this is on the heels of the $1.9 trillion relief bill, the American Rescue Plan, that was passed back in March. So, here are some of the sectors that will see an impact as a result of this bill. Who are the winners? The road warriors. Amazon, FedEx, and UPS are among the heavy users of roadways that would benefit from a $110 billion investment to improve the nation's roads and bridges. These companies, along with many other companies that use our highways, benefit directly without having to shoulder the cost of the investment from a corporate tax increase or a gas tax hike, which Republicans and Democrats have agreed to keep out of the deal. Let's take a look at airlines and Amtrak. American Airlines Group, Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines would benefit from approximately $25 billion that the bill will provide for airport upgrades and plans to reduce emissions and congestion. Similar to the roadway users, they will not pay directly for the cost of these repairs. This plan also includes $66 billion for Amtrak to upgrade their Northeast Corridor line, as well as new investments in tracks in other portions of the country and high-speed rail. Let's take a look at commodities. All the roads, bridges, pipes, electric wires, and rails will need an enormous amount of steel, cement, aluminum, copper, with metal industry groups among those lobbying for passage. Prices for many of these commodities have already gone up this year. Internet providers, broadband providers like Comcast and Charter Communications will win because senators declined to endorse U.S. subsidies to places where companies had already built networks. Now, this move could have essentially created more competition, but the bill sends subsidies to places that don't have service. In other words, the bill is trying to get more and more people to use broadband services because it extends an emergency broadband program that helps consumers pay for service. In short, companies providing broadband will make more money. The bill also requires providers to offer a low-cost broadband option, but includes language prohibiting the government from setting rates. Large providers already offer a low-cost broadband option. So, in short, companies that offer broadband internet will make more money. Nuclear energy. Struggling nuclear power reactors would get a $6 billion lifeline under the bill, and this would boost all those plants, prevent plant closures, and keep in mind there's a lot of competition from cheaper electricity that is produced using natural gas and renewables. So this assistance will be a boon for Southern Corporation, Exelon Corporation, as well as uranium miners like Lakewood and Colorado-based Energy Fuels Inc. So there are benefits for Alaska and West Virginia. Remember, the Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski and the Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, respectively, from Alaska and West Virginia, are among the states which would benefit from specific provisions added to the deal. The bill actually authorizes federal spending for an Alaska highway and provides money for energy transmission upgrades, among other provisions. West Virginia, from where we have the conservative Democrat Joe Manchin, would benefit from a $1 billion investment for the Appalachian Regional Commission, which is a group co-chaired by Gail Connolly Manchin, who's the wife of Senator Joe Manchin. Billions more would go to other programs particularly beneficial for West Virginia, like cleaning up abandoned mines. Now, pharmacy benefit managers. The infrastructure package will delay a Trump administration regulation that sought to curb the use of drug rebates, that is, money refunded to pharmacy benefit managers from manufacturers in exchange for preferred placement on a health plan's formulary. CVS Health Corp, Cigna, and United Healthcare are among the largest beneficiaries of this change. Now, who are the ones who are losing? Deficit hawks. Well, the deal actually steers clear of tax hikes. No tax hikes. And by the way, this was a result of a political compromise between the Democrats, who did not want a gas tax, and Republicans, who did not want corporate tax hikes. So where will the money come to pay for all of this? Well, folks, it's not really clear where the money will come from, because what they're doing is essentially raiding Congress's couch cushion for money. There's no long-term solution for continued investment, and some of the payoffs may never end up covering the total cost of the bill. We could end up going deeper and deeper into debt. Cryptocurrency. The bill will actually increase IRS surveillance of cryptocurrency transactions, which the Joint Committee on Taxation has estimated would raise $28 billion over the next decade. Now, a lot of industry groups had lobbied hard against the provision, arguing that it's impossible to comply with, but basically the government wants to increase tax compliance, so the bill would require more companies to report digital asset transactions to the IRS. The problem, according to many industry groups, is that some companies that would seemingly fall under the new law, such as cryptocurrency miners, don't have the technical capability to actually collect the information that they will be asked to report. So this really is new stuff. This is no man's land. Now, electric vehicles and charging stations would get a modest investment in the legislation, but far less than the $174 billion that the president had proposed earlier in the year. So what's happening is many things have been cut back. I have done another video on our channel where I highlighted what has been cut back and what essentially made its way into the final bill. But in this video, in this episode, I'm highlighting the winners and the losers. Other losers include chemical polluters. One of the few tax increases in the bill is the reinstatement of the Superfund Polluters Levy, which is a tax on chemical companies to clean up hazardous waste sites. This is estimated to raise $14.5 billion over a decade. Drug makers. The infrastructure package also contains a provision that would require drug makers to refund Medicare for drug waste. That's medicine that's discarded by doctors due to overpackaging. So there's going to be more money that needs to be spent by drug makers. Drugs made by Amgen, Celgene, Bristol Myers Squibb company contributed to more than $150 million of waste, according to the data. And finally, clean energy manufacturers. Missing from the bill is $8 billion in tax credits for clean energy manufacturers. That was a priority, not only for the Biden administration, but also for the conservative Democrat Joe Manchin. Guess what? That's not there. This credit, which can be used by manufacturers of wind turbines, solar panels, geothermal energy equipment, fuel cells, electric cars, electricity grids, was touted by its backers as a way of creating a national clean energy manufacturing base in America. Now, this essentially got the short end of the stick. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I want you to know that me and my team work very hard on this channel to bring you the latest news. And all we ask in return is for you to please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Also, follow me on Twitter. This right here is my Twitter feed. You'll be able to keep up with all the latest news stories on Twitter, and you'll be able to follow along with me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.